Hey guys, I'm sitting over at ByeForever clan, very famous podcast clan. So I'm doing this episode in English just because of the fact that I'm here in an English-speaking clan. So we are right in the middle of the war, and we're going to show a clean-up attack on a TH10, number 5. We are facing some rushing clan. I mean, these are all rushed bases. I think they have Town Hall 11 and 10 down until, I think, 14, and we have Town Hall 10 until Town Hall number 8. So we're looking at this number 5. It has max Infernos, and we're looking at two different style attacks. The first one gave a hint towards the Queenwalk, how the Queen would walk. But the main attack was very different. In this case, in the first attack, T-bone attacked with dragons, and I tried to clean it up with a LaLoon. And so what we can see here with this base, we have two Infernos very close together. They're single target Infernos. He has got two maxed expos, so those pose a threat to your Queenwalk because they are on ground, so they definitely reach your queen. You will try to just keep one expo on your queen at a time. Maxed air defenses, at least two, and we know that he has two maxed Teslas, but otherwise a very crappy base. These square designs are quite vulnerable, particularly to Queenwalks. He did protect the 10 o'clock side quite well with a lot of point defenses, so whilst the first thought was to go up here from 9 o'clock and then walk up to 12 o'clock, that idea was discarded pretty quickly when you saw here 4 point defenses plus an expo that would be in reach, plus then the clan castle troops, another expo. So impossible to do it that way. So the Queenwalk was then decided to go from 12 o'clock clockwise motion down to 3 o'clock and then enter with your king and everything, so to get two air defenses and hopefully the queen. And so we'll have a look at how the first attack panned out. It was a 2-star. T-bone did a great scout in terms of the queen walk to understand how the queen would walk, but we will see why his attack failed. Simple explanation there. So T-bone here with a 64%. He starts up top with a minion on the builder's hut, just to get that out of the way. Oh well, no, here we go. So he lightnings the Inferno. Sorry for speeding that up, I forgot that it was at the beginning. So he used an Earthquake, level 4, a maxed Earthquake and 3 maxed lightnings, and try to grab those two Infernos at the same time, but that just didn't quite work. So remember that in the future. But hey, the Queen walk started here. He took out the first AD and then he walked up and towards the right hand side of the base, giving us a clue as to the BK entry and the Queen walk and how that would develop, so we could basically copy that part of the raid. Notice also that he encounters, the Queen has nowhere to go to the right, so she automatically goes through the wall. The wall has different level pieces, so I think level 9 and 10, so skull walls and Lego walls, and that messes up wall breakers, as you will see in the second attack. So she's under rage. I mean, the healer's under rage, which is great because she has 3 strong point defenses on her. She gets rid of the Tesla. Yeah, these giant bombs are outside, which is pretty messed up. It doesn't have a jump or wall breakers for the king to actually go into the second layer or the ring of the base, and then just simply decides to deploy his dragons. He knows he won't be able to really get through the entire base because of these 2 max Infernos being left over. but as you will see, he gets the 2 stars, so pretty good. Queen actually gets the expo here, but yeah, single target infernos with dragons is pretty much rip. They just melt max dragons so quickly, you have absolutely no chance. But we know that he was expecting these infernos not to be there, and would they not have been there, it would have probably been a 3 star. So good attempt, good idea. So remember, even though they are very close together, they are diagonally together, and 3 maxed lightnings and 1 maxed earthquake won't take these 2 infernos out. So it would have been better here to maybe work with 2 free spells and a rage instead of the 3. But let's see how we manage to clear that base with the Queenwalk LaLoon. In this case we have 3 lavas, 2 of our own and 1 in the clan castle. So I decide to save that minion, that 2 troop space, and just use my queen to get rid of that builder's hut. That was pretty easy. And then we start our walk. I'll do that slightly quicker. And I'm trying to help the Queenwalk with some archers to soften up some of the buildings or destroy them already, so that there is a natural funnel for the queen. And again, the queen walks in the right direction as we expected, as we had seen from the previous attack. And what I try to do here is to let her into that first layer of defenses, but unfortunately these wall breakers run in a strange way because of the fact that there are several wall pieces of different level. But she decides to break into the wall, which is great, so we actually managed to get into that first layer there. And then I was a little bit, I guess, nervous, and so I hit the ability, hit the poison spell, and then also the rage. So I would have probably been fine just with the rage and the poison. I could have saved the ability, but sometimes the nerves just get to you, even though there wasn't actually that much going on. But here we go. I decide to then use some giants and the king and the wizard to create that funnel for the king to actually go in, to use that jump spell to walk him into the ring. But as you will see, he decides to take a walk and just go outside. So that was a little bit of a fail. He was supposed to take the jump and take the enemy queen out, but luckily my queen is strong enough, just barely, to kill the enemy queen, get back healed up by the healers, and actually take out the next expo as well. Then the LaLoon starts, and the LaLoon is extremely sloppy, so I completely forget to put down the other loons at the bottom to the archer tower. I am late on my freeze. Basically everything is pretty chaotic here, but I then pull myself together and I notice that I'm not getting that second inferno, and I decide to drop my last remaining haste spell, and I think that really saved the day for me, because wouldn't I have done it, they would have probably been roasted by the inferno. I had originally planned to use that haste spell down here at 9 o'clock with the last AD, but thankfully the maxed hound in the CB was strong enough to tank the AD the entire time until my loons reached to her. And then pretty much it's game over. We have a few defenses left that are a threat to my loons, namely just the wizard tower, which had already been almost killed by the first loons that I dropped. So yeah, managed to kill the wizard tower and then kill the rest of the base. So it turned out to be a 3-star, but it was definitely not as planned. It was definitely quite sloppy in many ways, lots of fails, but overall the plan was probably just good enough to to allow a 3-star despite all these errors. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the fight. I think we have this war in the bag, and so it's been great fun warring with the guys at ByeForever. Check them out on iTunes, the Opted In and ByeForever show, great podcasts, obviously in English, but it can never hurt to learn some English. So anyway, have a good day and see you in the next video. Bye guys.